Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone to the Hardcore FM podcast show. I am your host, Hardcore Declan, and of course, this music means it is pay per view night, WWE Clash of Champions, ladies and gentlemen, prediction show. And this music, I'm gonna let it play for a minute. Into the swing of things, ladies and gentlemen. WWE Clash of Champions, of course. Live, of course, tomorrow night. And let's run down, obviously, predictions and what's going to happen at Clash of Champions. First up, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go Bayley, the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, versus Charlotte Flair. Who is going to win? You know, and it's been a major rivalry for these past couple of months, of course, on SmackDown. But I will to retain her WWE Women's SmackDown's Women's Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, I haven't been around. My apologies that I missed SummerSlam. Normally I do my preview shows. Obviously I was in I was trying to move house, so my apologies on SummerSlam. But SummerSlam was a fantastic show, great show. But who's going to win between Bayley and Charlotte for the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion? I'm going to go with Bayley here. Obviously Charlotte. Don't get me wrong, Charlotte is a fantastic female competitor. And but I'm gonna go with this one. And also, sorry, it's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Of course, Clash of Champions. So hopefully Charlotte Flair will get a good response. Of course, obviously Bayley being starting to become a heel now since Sasha Banks obviously returned. That was a shock. She returned. So now we will move on. So I'm going to go with Bayley on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Now we will move on to Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman versus Bobby Roode. Okay, Bobby Roode for the W Tag Team Champions. Remember, Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman beat the OC a couple of weeks ago. That was obviously a big shock. Obviously, Braun Strowman, powerhouse. I'm going to go with, because there's a bit of tension, obviously, with Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, because they're going to be the main event of the evening. But, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, because Strowman is that powerhouse. But you never know. Anything can happen. Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins could start on Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman could start on Seth Rollins, and we could have a disaster on our hands. And I'm going to go with Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman to retain the Raw Tag Team Champions. But you never know. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Dolph Ziggler can be a very slimy wrestler, and they could probably beat Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. But I'm going to go with Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman to win retain the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. Now we will move on to Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the WWE Champion. And of course, this rivalry has been going back and forth now for a long time. Hopefully, it should be coming to an end now. I'm gonna go. I've been backing Kofi Kingston now for a long time now. To be honest, I think I'm gonna go with Randy Orton now this time because Kofi, of course, the last pay per view, which was SummerSlam, Kofi just barely got out of Dodge. It was a disqualification or double count out or something like that. So I'm gonna go with Randy Orton on this one to beat Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. it is a tough. Like, don't get me wrong, it is a tough decision, but I will go with Randy Orton on this one to retain his WWE or sorry, not retain his WWE champion, to win his the WWE champion, because Randy Orton, of course, hasn't been champion in a long, long time. So I'm hoping that WWE put the belt on him. You know, Kofi Kingston, fantastic competitor. He's been he fought, scratched, crawled, fought, and he got there eventually anyway, and became. He actually proved us wrong. Kofi Kingston proved us wrong, you know, by becoming the face of SmackDown Live, and the first is would it be the first um, African American WWE champion? I could be wrong. Please text in whoever is watching live at the moment. Thank you. Please comment, and I'll probably read out your name. Now we will move on to Drew Gulak versus who the hell is uh, Roberto versus I don't know. I don't know who these are. I don't watch 205. Dorado versus Humberto and Drew Gulak for the WWE Cruiserweight Champion. Obviously, I don't watch 205, so I'm going to just go with Drew Gulak on this one. You know, I'd say this will be probably it'll probably be a pre-show match. So I'm going to go with Drew Gulak to retain his. I think he's the champion. Isn't he? Drew Gulak is champion. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I'm going to go with Drew Gulak anyway to win the WWE Cruiserweight Champion. Now we will move on to the New Day versus the Revival for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Now, the Revival, of course, have been on Raw. Is that right? I know the Revival have been on Raw and SmackDown the last few weeks, you know, with the Shane McMahon thing. But as far as I know, the Revival are on Raw now, unless the Revival are going to be changed to SmackDown, because there's a draft coming in a couple of weeks, and we'll probably talk about that before we get off the air. So the New Day versus the Revival for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I'm going to go the New Day. Now, I could be wrong on this one, yeah, because it's a tough one. The Revival could be moving to SmackDown. We'll wait and see. So the New Day, I'm going to go with the New Day to retain the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Now we will move on. Sorry, Morton versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Champion. Who's going to win? And to be honest, I'm going to go with The Miz on this one, because you know, The Miz, of course, he hasn't been champion in a long, long time. And what's going on here? Sorry, guys, I think I lost connection there, but I think I'm back. We will go on Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz for the WWE Intercontinental Champion. I'm going to go with The Miz on this one. And I'll tell you the reason why is The Miz, obviously, you know, wore that title for a long time. It's a prestigious champion in WWE, and I'm gonna go with The Miz. He deserves it. You know, he's a legend at the moment, but he will be obviously eventually a Hall of Famer in time to come. You know, so he's been in the business 15 years. Could be wrong, could be less, or maybe less. I don't know. I could be wrong, but he's been in business for 15 years, as far as I know. So I'm gonna go is to beat Shinsuke Nakamura, and just to shut Shinsuke Nakamura up, because you know he's aligned himself with Sami Zayn. Who the hell aligns himself with Sami Zayn? Like Sami Zayn, I don't even know if he shouldn't be even on the main card. He should go back to NXT or something. You know, he doesn't fight. When was the last time Sami Zayn fought? Please text me in and tell me when the last time that Sami Zayn has fought a match in WWE. I can't recall. Was it SummerSlam? Was it last week? I haven't seen Sami Zayn. All I've seen to do that Sami Zayn is doing is he comes out on the mic and mouth off and pisses off as per usual. But anyway, Shinsuke Nakamura obviously versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Champion. I'm gonna go with The Miz on this because The Miz is absolutely fantastic. He's a good wrestler, heel or face, still a good wrestler, guys. Still a good wrestler. He busted his ass for 15 years. You know, come on, WWE, put that title on the WWE champion or the Universal champion. You know, and what happened to Finn Balor's rematch? I know I'm getting off topic here, guys, but you know, Finn Balor held the Universal Champion for 24 hours. He had to relinquish it on Raw, and he hasn't had a sniff at the Universal Champion years. Like when did he beat Seth Rollins for the Universal Champion? Was it? I know it was a SummerSlam. Was it 3-4 years ago? So there you go. So you know, come on. But anyway, we're getting way off topic here. I'm gonna go with The Miz on this one. Now we will move on to Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. Sorry, Sasha Banks. Did I say Sasha Banks? Sasha's Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks for the Raw champion. Okay, now if you already remember, obviously Sasha Banks only recently returned to WWE. And how the hell does she even deserve a women's champion? She left that WrestleMania, took her ball home, cried like a weenie whiny, I won't even say the word, but like a little weenie whiny child, took her ball and went home, and now all of a sudden she's back. Give me a break. Give me a break. How the hell is she? Explain to me, with all the women in that locker room, how the hell does she deserve a women's championship match? For walking, first of all, she walked out of the company, and to think she can walk back in here and get a WWE women's title match? Come on, this is a joke. But I'm gonna go with of course, I'm always gonna support my hometown baby Becky Lynch. I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch. I always, obviously, of course, I'm gonna support my own hometown heroes, Becky Lynch. Obviously, Finn Balor and stuff like that. And Sheamus hasn't been around in a long time. But I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch, of course. Even though she was actually born in Limerick, was she born in Limerick? But she grew up in Dublin. But Becky Lynch, I'm gonna go with the hometown hero Becky Lynch to whoop that Sasha Banks ass, But you never know. It'd be funny now if WWE put that belt on Sasha Banks, But stranger things happen. Vince McMahon could write that script last week and just change it in the last. That's how much Vince McMahon is crazy. At the moment, he write a script, and then 5 minutes before SmackDown or Raw goes on the air, he changes it, and that's why. Like, WWE is probably in a hell pit right now. Like, it's in a hell pit right now. It's dying. It's slowly dying. It's like it has the slowest cancer in the world. It's right now, and that's why people don't go to the event. Like, what did Michael Cole say last week? They were sold out at Staples Center. Give me a break. There were still seats. Man. Like, give me a break. We're sold out. We're sold out, ladies and gentlemen, in the Staples Center. Give me a break. Jesus Christ. But anyway, I'm going to go with Becky Lynch on this one to beat Sasha Banks' ass. Okay, now we will move on to Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan in a no DQ match. Who's going to win? I'm going to go with my boy Roman on this one. He's a fantastic athlete. Two big 7-footers, isn't it? 6-footer, 7-footers. So big uh, two big powerhouses gonna go, and especially if it's a no disqualification match, that'd be a fantastic match. So I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns on this one. Because obviously Eric Roman, of course, remember if we rewind a bit, Eric Roman, of course, attacked Roman Reigns the last couple of weeks on was a SmackDown and Raw, of course. And there was a few people getting blamed. There was Samoa Joe was getting blamed. Then Daniel Bryan was like, no, it wasn't Eric Rowan. It was somebody else. He brought in somebody that kind of looked like Roman Reigns. Or, sorry, not Roman Reigns. Somebody that looked like Eric Rowan and all. And then it came out that it was Eric Rowan. And Daniel Bryan actually slapped Eric Rowan in the face saying, oh, I hate lawyers and like this, that, and the other and whatever. But that's what you can do. So it's Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan in a no DQ match, no disqualification match. So it's going to be hopefully it should be a good match. And now we will move on to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville for the Women's Tag Team Champions. Who's going to win? Is Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, are they finally going to lose to Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville? Obviously, we'll wait and see tomorrow night at Clash of Champions. But I'm going to go with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville for once. But we'll wait and see. It's just it just feels like Alexa Bliss. No due respect to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, two great wrestlers, but I just have a funny feeling that their reign is just going to come to an end now at this stage. So I'm going to go with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville to win the Women's Tag Team Champion. So, okay, now we will move on to AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander for the United States Championship match. I don't know how this match even came, but we will. I'm just. Do you know what? I know Cedric Alexander is a fantastic wrestler, but I'm going to go with AJ Styles on this one to defeat Cedric Alexander for the United States Championship. Now we will move on to the main event of the evening. It is Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman. As you know, are they going to finally put the? Are they finally going to put the belt on Braun Strowman? To be honest, I don't think so. And of course, WWE kind of messed up because they actually had an ad for was it Seth Rollins versus The Fiend? So the Fiend. So I think that match is going to be building up to Hell in a Cell. But I know The Fiend is supposed to be fighting Seth Rollins on the next pay-per-view and a couple of house shows. So I think WWE might have messed up there, but you never know. And he could be advertised, and the next of all, the belt has been taken off yet. Braun Strowman will be in place, and of course the Fiend. Is supposed to be fighting Rollins. Then the of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Did you see the message that the Fiend? I think that was a dig at Stone Cold Steve Austin. So there was supposed to be the Fiend was supposed to actually attack Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then the Undertaker as well has been in the mix. That'll be a fantastic match. The Undertaker versus the Fiend. That would be a great match. And they need to do a Fiend versus the Demon King. I know they had the Fiend versus Finn Balor, and unfortunately Balor lost. But bring back Balor and do the Demon King versus the Fiend, man. That would be a fantastic match. Maybe for WrestleMania or something, or Survivor Series coming up. Be fantastic, man. I mean, obviously, it'd be good for ratings too, you know. So, but and then obviously the Undertaker, of course, was in Staples Center, of course, for SmackDown. So he's supposed to be coming back as well. To have a couple of matches. I don't think he's actually finished yet with his career. To be honest, he should have been in the. To be honest, he should have been in uh, the Hall of Fame a long time ago. But he obviously feels that he shouldn't be. He still has an awful lot left in the tank. So, but look, we'll crack on. And ladies and gentlemen, the Baron Corbin versus Gabriel, is it? I don't know. What's the Gable? I don't know. It's Justin Gable, is it? Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable for the King of the Ring final match. It was initially supposed to be on the Clash of Champions, but it's been moved to. I don't know what's going on, but Vince McMahon could change it and have a final on Raw. But while we're talking about it, who's going to win? Will we finally have King Baron or King Corbin, whatever you want to call him, or King Gable? That would be fantastic because if you remember, we had King Mabel, so maybe we'll have King Gable. You know, just obviously because Mabel and Gable kind of ruin, So, but who's going to win? Now, unfortunately, the King of the Ring tournament, unfortunately, has been moved. But I'm going to go with Baron Corbin on this one. I don't like the guy, but he was the constable, and now he'll be the King of the Ring. So it'll be funny, because I'll just want to see his smug face saying, "Oh, bow to your king," and all this. Was it Justin Roberts or who? Wait a minute, I don't even know who the announcers nowadays are. Linnea Garcia, I don't know. But remember that guy used to ring Baron Corbin's achievements and stuff like that. So imagine he starts doing that again, and then the King of the Ring. And it was like, come on, give me a break, man. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's our prediction show. But just before we head, obviously to launch the new SmackDown on Fox. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be on the night of the Fox or the week before that. WWE, of course, are doing another draft, and they're basically going to be taking, this wild card and getting rid of all that. They're trying to shake it up a bit more. Speculations of Brock Lesnar going to SmackDown and going after the WWE title and stuff. There's an awful lot of speculations at the moment going around. So, what can you do? You know what I mean? But the draft, of course, hopefully should maybe make SmackDown better, even though WWE SmackDown, WWE Raw is seriously on no due respect, but to Vince McMahon, I think he has done everything to that man can do. So and Triple H, obviously, he's sort of taken over the reins there as well. So, it's just dying. WWE is kind of gone now. Like, I remember it used to be fantastic in the Attitude Era, and even before they went Attitude. The late, you had the Hulk Hogan's, the Bret Harts, the Diesels, the Razor Ramones, and so on. All the Giants. WWE's gone now. Then obviously when you got into the Attitude Era, the Austins, the Rocks, the Takers. Well, obviously Undertaker has been kind of there since kind of day one. So Shawn Michaels and so on. DJ Nation, the Nation of Domination. There's a big list. Hart Foundation, Owen Hart, Jim the Illinois Hart. So it's good. It's just gone now. It's gone. But sure, not to worry, guys. I want to just take an opportunity to say hello to good old Anthony De Silva. I'm sure you're listening, bro. How are you doing, man? And I'd like to say hello to Dan Oakley, a good old friend of mine. He's actually away at the moment. Dan Oakley is actually in Turkey at the moment. So I'd like to say hello to Dan. How are you, man? Well, obviously the guy doesn't listen to YouTube, but I'll give him a shout out anyway. I'll give him a shout out. Good old Splash. How are you, man? How's things, Splash? How are you doing? Or we'll just call you your first name, Chris. How are you doing, Chris? How is things, Chris? How are you, man? And if Bronxville is listening, hello, Bronxville. Hello, guys. How's things? Thank you for joining us at this time for my WWE Clash of Champions preview show. Hello, guys. How are you doing? Avish Chester, Anthony De Silva show. This is the Hardcore Declan show. Okay, Bronxville. Okay, East Chester. And also I want to say hello to a good friend of mine. Okay, in Tuckahoe. Okay, a good friend of mine in Tuckahoe. Sergeant James Kennedy. Hello, Sergeant James Kennedy. How are you, man? How are you, man? Nice talking. Or no, hopefully you can tune in, man. Because you know what, you are a legend in Tuckahoe. You are the biggest legend in Tuckahoe, guys. That has been it for my Clash of Champions preview show, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. I will try my best to do my monthly podcast show pay-per-views. My apologies, I missed SummerSlam last month. I was in the process of moving, so on my laptop and stuff was in my new any preview shows. Subscribe, put that notifications on, and give me a thumbs up, guys. This has been a pleasure and an honor, guys. This is Hardcore Declan. We will see you in the next video or next pay-per-view. Good night, God bless, guys, or good day and God bless. Bye bye.